Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's get started. Here on our daily time frame, let's take a look at the overall structures from the 69k area to current prices. We had two possibilities here on this time frame, and first one was this one, where we had a five wave move into A, 3 wave into B, and now we would be looking for a 5 wave coming down to wave C. We have one-to-one targets here on arithmetic around 11.8k to 10.7k as the one-to-one extensions of this ABC move and this lower time frame of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll look into this smaller time frame in just a moment. Now the other scenario was that we had a W, X and Y. Now I had this comment on YouTube calling me basically out on this structure. This ABC has nothing to do with this at the moment. Let me explain. So in here we would have this W, X and Y. In the original Elliott Wave principle, we had the basically a rule saying that we can't have a complex structure within a complex structure. So we can't have a WXY inside a WXY. So I think I had this labeled earlier as a possible W, then X and Y. Something like this. And at that point, again, it would be a rule break on the original Elliott Wave principle rules. Now, some people can be saying that the market structures are way different nowadays, and I kind of agree. But again, there is alterations here, or alternate counts, that can explain things different ways, in which case we don't have the complex structures inside the complex structures. So I just wanted to make that clear, that if you are reading the EVP as a Bible, this is a rule break for sure. However, how do we fix this? Well, it is pretty simple. So instead of calling this an ABC move, we would have to call this a 5-way move. Now, how do we get that? Let's take a look. In here, we would have to say that we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 here, and then 5. Of course, this would be out of proportion pretty much. We see that this is not too extended, this possible 1, 2 here. So let me hide this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, this would be super extended fifth. Why I don't like this as much is just because of the overall wave structure. That's why we have the ABC zigzag count. That gives us better overall structure here. Now we did establish that we had a 3-way move here into B, and now we will look in this last leg for the wave C here on this higher time frame count. Now the issue here is again the fact that we don't need really to have this count anymore if we are placing it the same way as we did for the other count. On here, on this structure, we are looking for 5 waves as well. So ABC, C has 5 waves as well. What did we have on the other one? Labeled. Let's close this for now. Here, we were looking for 5 waves for the wave 5 here. So when I am keeping track of multiple counts, I like to keep them track just because they have different possibilities. Even though this is possible to label as an ABC or a WXY, I kept those around just because they had different outcomes. Now if they have same outcome here and the both counts are ending here, then I have no use for two counts that are saying the same thing. But yeah, I think that's enough rambling on that subject. You decide if that is worth for you to have that WXYs inside WXYs or not. It is completely up to you. Of course, by the Elliott Wave principle or the original, that is not the case, and that would be a rule break. Let's move on. Now let's take a look at this last defining structure that is going to be the most important, at least at the moment. let me close the open interest here. So in here, we would have this as a wave 1, 2, created the wave 3 here, and then looking for the wave 4 here. In this count, we had this micro 3 and 4 as a triangle here, and then we would have had as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to complete the micro third and the third of subminute here. After that point, we would be looking for some kind of three-way move up here. That we did. On the wave 2 here, we had an expanding flat, or well, not a flat per se, but this is some kind of a, I'm not even sure what this is. It's most likely some kind of a zigzag, double zigzag almost, but it is not a double zigzag because we had a triangle here on the wave Y. So it is just a complex correction, two structures combined. In here, I was originally thinking this as an ABC on the last video, however it is a bit wonky looking. We still can be calling it a double zigzag here as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There's nothing wrong with it. Inside wave 5 we would have this as 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 into third, fourth and fifth. So completing the C wave here is perfectly acceptable. Now we were talking about not getting above the 1.618 extension of this A wave, which we did not get. Also we did get to the area of 236 retracement of the third wave move on the subminute scale, so that is also what we did get. So that looks pretty good as is. So is that enough of a correction? It could be, but I'm pretty sure that is enough for this ABC. Now if we want to have a deeper correction here upwards, we could be still looking at this as some kind of three waves. Then we would be linking it to another three waves and then another three waves or a five-way move, depending on how low this structure goes here in the middle. ABC or WXY here for the wave 4. Okay, so that's my primary idea still here. I am on shorts right now. I closed my long that we took yesterday here that I mentioned around here. I took half out I think on this high, and then I let it ride the rest, and I kept my stop loss coming up and I got stopped out I think here. If this turns out to be higher, turns out to go higher, then there is something else that I've missed. Now let's take a look at the other ones. But before that, I feel like there is going to be people saying that this is some kind of diagonal, and I have to disagree with that. If you see people drawing it like this, you know that they're not measuring this move. In leading diagonals or any diagonals, let's measure this. We would have to have this measured like this, and we see 1-to-1 extension is right here. So this third move here is larger than the first one. This would mean that we can't have a contracting diagonal. We would have to have an expanding diagonal, just because wave 3 is larger than wave 1. On contracting diagonals, we have all of the wave structures are smaller than the previous one, right? So again, now that we know that wave 3 is larger than wave 1, we would assume the wave 4 here would be larger than wave 2. That is not the case. Now again, if we still want to have this as a wave 3, then we would have to say that this is going to be an expanding diagonal. At the moment, it did not play out like that, and well, I guess we could be saying that this is at 1, 2, this would be third then. And then at that point, we would have to have this next structure come below this 19,300 mark. At that point, we could consider this being an expanding diagonal. Again, we would be looking at that last leg. So this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This last leg here of 5 should be larger than this third wave here. But again, I'm not looking at that, as none of my counts really support that idea that we actually bottomed here. There is one that says that it is possible, but that has very ugly count, and I don't feel like sharing that one. Now, what else do we have here? Other possibilities. The same structure, we had this as 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, ending the third of micro here, fourth of micro here. Instead of having the triangle here, we had the fourth of triangle already ended here. And now we would be saying that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As we see, wave 3 is larger than wave 1 here, which means again that we are looking at an expanding diagonal possibility. Now the invalidation point for this wave 4 would be around here, where we would get into beyond the wave 2. So that is not possible either. At this point, if wave 4 pivoted from here, we would need the wave 5 to be larger than wave 3. Again, at the minimum, the wave 5 would come to here at around 17k. Again, that is the minimum requirement if this count is to play out. So after that, again, we would be looking this as the third of completed, then looking for wave 4 and then 5. Wave 4 would be expected to go to the area of previous wave 4 here, and around the 38.2% retracement of the wave 3 of the sub-minute count that we had would complete right here. So that is one scenario as well. I kind of like this as well, but we are going both ways on this one and this here. Turns out to be that this is actually more bullish, saying that we have only one more low to go to, but we'll see how much that turns out to be true or not. The other count here is as well saying that we only have one lower low to go to, but on this one, as I mentioned, we had this 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 3 is larger than 1, but again, it does not get to the 1.618, which makes it less likely here. So just keep this in mind that it is a possibility here to end this count with this structure here. In this one, however, we had the third of sub-minute here, fourth, and now looking for the wave 5. Currently, if we want to have 5-way structure from up top here, this expanding diagonal is the only structure that I can see that is possible at the very moment. As we did invalidate the idea of this being a 1, 2, 3 in impulse structure. So this wave 4 again got back above the wave 1 area, so we can't have anything impulse related on this. A diagonal fits very well here at the moment. But that is pretty much everything I wanted to share on Bitcoin at this moment. If you have other accounts you would like to share, there's a link to my Discord server in the description below. Also, if you would like me to update a certain other asset, let me know in the comments below. But for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you on the next video. Bye bye.